We're back again with another video for Ryan's Success series. Today we're talking about confidence. This is about halfway through the whole playlist, so make sure you watch all the other videos on confidence so that way this one makes sense. We're going to talk today about imposter syndrome. Now, coming as a student from Stanford, Stanford has a very huge culture of imposter syndrome, and I'm going to explain exactly what it is. Imposter syndrome is the idea that you don't belong, and it typically occurs when there's a lot of other successful people around you who are either working really hard or they have this external presentation that they give of like, oh, everything's going good for me. Everything's going amazing. I'm able to handle all this stress. Why can't you? Why aren't you amazing, right? And when you have this multiplied with a lot of people, and especially people who don't open up and talk about the reality of their situation, which, to be honest, if you don't understand this, the truth is everybody is failing, everybody is struggling. They're just all hiding it, right? But you get this illusion of like, oh, everybody's doing so great, and I'm over here struggling. And my struggles, nobody else is experiencing them, or like they're just perfectly doing everything. They're not running into any issues because you can't see them because they're hiding them. And you start to really doubt yourself. And it starts to really erode a lot of the confidence that we've hopefully built up at this point. And so I'm going to talk about how you can kind of get rid of imposter syndrome for good. So you have to really analyze, why do you have imposter syndrome, right? And like, what are the fundamental beliefs that lead to imposter syndrome? Well, one of the biggest fundamental beliefs is I'm not good enough. Like, I don't belong here because I'm not good enough. A lot of students at Stanford will have that belief when they see people who are just doing incredible things at a young age. They have this idea of like, I'm not good enough. I don't belong. But once again, like I talked about, confidence comes from a lot of things, but it comes mainly from action and evidence. If you were to seriously consider, okay, do I belong here or not? And then list out all the actions and evidence of hard work and things you've achieved or things you failed at, right? And like things different things you've tried. You list this all out and you compare it. And then I want you to come back and ask, okay, do I belong or do I not belong? If you don't work hard at all and you're for some reason in an area where the echelon is so high that you don't have this imposter syndrome may be actually something you need, because the truth is, if you don't work hard, yeah, you probably don't actually deserve it. But if you are putting in work and you are trying, and even if you are failing, the fact that you're trying and growing and learning from that should be the sign that removes this imposter syndrome from yourself and makes you realize that, hey, I actually do belong here. Like, I'm working, I'm growing, it's just taking longer time. Or, they've already reached success before I have. We have different timelines. There's 1,000 reasons why other people may seem to be just perfectly successful without failing. And a lot of those reasons are just because you don't live with them all the time. You don't see their whole reality. You don't see what's going on behind the scenes. Students here present a very, very filtered view of things going on. And there's also another thing tied to this imposter syndrome called duck syndrome. Duck syndrome is where it looks like a duck. The duck underneath is paddling so hard, but you can't see the top, and it just seems like they're not working at all. And it's like one of the biggest lies ever, right? Because of course, everybody is working very, very hard almost all the time. So it goes hand in hand, and just understand that, the reason you have this is because you have this fake mental construct of what is actually going on. You believe that people are actually, just like perfect in every sense, which we know is fundamentally not true. And you put yourself on a lower totem pole than them just because of what you think you see. But if you actually evaluate the things and hard work that you've done, hopefully you've done them, you can tear down this incorrect idea that you don't belong. And you can start to build that up and notice that you do belong. And if you can flip this on its head. The way to flip it on its head is to consistently put in more work and put in more opportunities and chase more opportunities and just do more things than other people. And you get to the point where you can actually say, hey, I'm outworking other people. I'm doing things they're not doing, and therefore this can go upwards. Instead of imposter syndrome for you, it becomes kind of a very supportive mechanism where you believe that you belong and you actually are killing it. You're doing a great job. And you have all this upward stuff. I'm talking about all of this from personal experience, because when you get to that point where, let's say you're going to the gym early in the morning, and then after that you're going to work or going to school, and then after that you're going and learning about new things, and you talk to other people and you realize nobody's doing any of that, it just gives you that little chip on your shoulder that propels you forward and wants you to keep working hard so you can keep kind of, staying above. It's a little competitive, but it's something that you can definitely benefit from. And I think that's like the other side of imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome mainly focuses on you just, not being good enough because you just seem like you keep failing. But if you do more things and you're like, hey, nobody out here is going to the gym this early, right? Nobody'd even try to do this. And you kind of have that kind of talk, that's going to build you up and build a lot of confidence. And that's something I've seen in my own life. Going to the gym early in the mornings, not a lot of college students do that. And you start to see that like not everybody's doing that. And then you stack that with other things. Okay, I'm trying to run, a club, and I'm trying to make sure I have good grades. And you're like, who is out there doing all these things together that I'm doing? Not many people. And that gives you a lot of confidence too. So if you really can, try to remove the imposter syndrome through evidence, and then see if you can flip it on its head by doing a little bit more work than the other people. And that'll give you the chip on your shoulder that you need to have unshakable confidence.